welcome to the final episode of Season 2 of the Brumakian podcast, an episodic review series where I can review anything, but not everything. On this show, I cover any piece of entertainment, whether it be various tokusatsu films, Japanese or otherwise, and anime films and shows. We have reached the end of the short journey and the final episode in this arc. This week is episode 57, The Terror in the Red Mist, my review of Godzilla Singular Point. Alright. Godzilla fans and tokusatsu fans, give me a minute. I need to address the new crowd here. If you are an anime fan and are new to the whole giant monster genre or daikaiju genre in general, then let me give you a little background on how we got to this point. In 1954, 9 years after the atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki and 8 months after the Lucky Dragon incident, seriously, the irony of that name, producer Tomoyuki Tanaka, along with director Ishiro Honda, special effects director Eiji Tsuburaya, music composer Akira Fukube, and suit actor Haruo Nakajima created a giant monster movie that represented the horrors of war and the effects and devastation of the atomic weapons in the form of the original Godzilla. The movie was a gigantic success for the studio behind the film, Toho Company Limited, and from there, the original Showa era of Godzilla films began, running from 1954 all the way up to 1975, with 14 movies that followed afterwards. During that time, Godzilla has fought many other monsters such as Anguirus, King Kong, yes really, Mothra, Rodan, Ghidorah, Mechagodzilla, believe it or not, Gigan, and many more. Also during that time, he gradually changed into a protector of humanity, for better or for worse. But all of that changed in 1984 when producer Tanaka decided to take the character back to his original dark roots, with the first reboot titled The Return of Godzilla. Even though the film was still made in the Showa era, but continuity-wise, it was the start of the Heisei era with 6 movies following suit, ending in 1995 with Godzilla vs. Destroyer. In 1998, Hollywood decided to make their own version of Godzilla for the first time. And it failed. So much so that Toho decided to bring Godzilla back from retirement in 1999 with Godzilla 2000 Millennium, kickstarting the Millennium Era, or as I like to call it, the Millennium Anthology, spawning 5 more movies and ending with Godzilla Final Wars in 2004, the 50th anniversary of the original film's release. 10 years later, on his 60th anniversary, Warner Brothers and Legendary Pictures created Godzilla, 2014 edition, and it succeeded humongously, so much so, along with Kong, kickstarted the Monsterverse that's still ongoing after 2021's Godzilla vs. Kong. Well, probably at the time of me recording this. Meanwhile, in 2016, back in Japan, the creator of Neon Genesis Evangelion, Hideaki Anno, and special effects director Shinji Higuchi created the critically acclaimed and massively successful Shin Godzilla. After that was Godzilla's first attempt in stepping into the realm of anime, with the Godzilla anime trilogy, starting in 2017 and ending in 2018. It did not go so well. And so, here we are, with 2 things that involved the King of the Monsters in 2021. His heavyweight title rematch with Kong, watch episode 49 to see how it went, and not even 24 hours later in Japan, his second attempt into the anime realm. But how did we get here, production-wise? Well, on October 6, 2020, there have been leaks of a new project by Toho Animation by Twitter user Sugoi Light. Thanks for spoiling it, by the by. And then, as if on cue, they and Netflix announced a brand new proper Godzilla anime. And the animation studios behind the project are Studio Bones and Orange, blending the styles of 2D and 3D. And this is the part where I try pronouncing names correctly. Forgive me if I get them wrong. Atoshi Takahashi was named the director, along with To Enjo handling the scripts. The music composed by Kan Sawada, and the character designs created by Blue Exorcist manga creator Kazui Kato, with Eiji Yamamori, a former animator of Studio Ghibli, designing the monsters. And its opening and ending songs are performed by Bish and Polka Dot Stingray, respectively. Okay, seriously for a minute. If you have a name that is spelled B-I-S-H, I'm going to call it Bish. I do not give a shit. Anyhow. And so, Godzilla Singular Point was released on Netflix Japan on March 25th, and on Tokyo MX on April 1st, 2021. Thank God it wasn't an April Fool's joke too. Released along with a whole host of other anime that came out in the spring season. Seriously, it was a jam-packed season, good God. And it was released worldwide on June 24th. Even Netflix jail wasn't enough to hold the King of the Monsters back in its mercy. So yeah, that was a lot to uncover, but it was needed in order to fully understand how we got to this point. Speaking of points, let's get into the synopsis of Godzilla Singular Point. It goes as follows. The year is 2030 in Nagashio City in the Chiba Prefecture. 2030, Jesus Christ, that's like 9 years away. Anyhow, brought together by a mysterious song, a graduate student and an engineer lead the fight against an unimaginable force that may spell doom for the world. And that said force is right fucking there on the goddamn poster with his name in red. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into my final thoughts. After this 2-minute break, because Jesus goddamn Christ, I need a break. This is far superior than the anime trilogy in 1,000,000 ways. And yet, as of everything that I've covered on the show, it's not perfect. The amount of exposition is all over the place. Sometimes it was really hard to follow what was going on. But for the most part, I was paying attention to what was going on. I love how the story is like something from an old mystery novel, like Sherlock Holmes. I was genuinely surprised with the amount of science thrown around. And coming from me, who has seen all of Raildex, I was hooked from episode 1. Not a single episode was a waste of time. It also helped that the characters moved the story along. Each one of them is engaging to look at and to listen to. Every time they solve one puzzle, another piece just falls right on top of their noggins. But yet, instead of giving up, they pushed on through. Sure, Yoon may be completely static throughout, but the others around him are a joy. The best character has to go to the old man. Let's talk about the monster designs. They are drastic, but not too drastic. I love the dinosaur inspiration that went into them. The first time I looked at Ultima when he smiled into the camera, I felt like he's going to haunt me in my sleep. Actually, no, he is going to haunt me in my sleep. And can we just appreciate the animation for a bit? Now, usually in Japanese animation, CG animation is often mocked for trying to blend in with 2D animation, but here it actually works. The traditional 2D animation is used for the human characters only, until episode 13 in some parts, and the 3D animation is for the monsters only. I love the art style in both. Bones and Orange, you done did good. The sound quality is at its highest. The Japanese voice actors are, as expected, great. The English voice acting is also good, with some minor hiccups here and there. The soundtrack. Holy God's mother. Mwah. A delicious combo of dread, goofiness, and bombastic choirs that'll send you to heaven. Its opening, Encased by Bish, yes. I couldn't stop banging my head. It's so good. As a metalhead, I approve. And its ending is really catchy. Not to mention it's filled to the brim with Easter eggs, to which I approve as well. Overall, Godzilla Singular Point is a great series. Although, if I could nitpick for a bit, the ending kind of came out of nowhere and left me hanging. But thankfully, it didn't hurt the score that much to still earn 94 adorable AI dogs out of 100. If you have money, get a Netflix account and watch it. It's going to cost you though. Will there be another season? Probably. if they get the permission to do so, as long as Netflix doesn't hold it back again. But time will only tell. In the meantime, find some anime YouTubers and tell them that this show needs more love and attention. Please do that. And so ends the second season of this show. And sadly, this is the end of the Brumakian podcast. So for now, I have other projects that need to be finished. And I'm pretty sure some of you know what it is. That rewritten story is going to finish itself, you know. If you haven't seen the previous episodes in the second season, or if you want to see season 1, those playlists will appear in a few seconds. Thank you all so much for watching and your support. If you are new to the channel, then hit the subscribe button and be notified. Your support will make a difference. And for one final time, this has been Demetrius signing off, and that was the Brumakian podcast. Have a good day, everyone.